Are you ready?
W.S. Morrison is here to explain
that if, in the course of the war, we are short for a time of this or that article of food, rationing will give everyone, rich and poor alike, an equal share of all that's going.
They rationed all basic foods except bread and vegetables.
When you get your book, you should register with your shopkeeper for supplies. Register with your retailer for sugar. The information will enable me to know how much to send to each district. The best way you can help is by rationing yourselves.
Possibly the biggest coupon shock was the rationing of clothes. Well, of course, the number of coupons for this and that became the problem of the moment.
Trying to figure out a wardrobe on 24 clothing coupons every 6 months. If I want a woolen frock, that takes 11 coupons, leaving me just enough for a pair of shoes and, say, a blouse. Mother takes the other 2 for towels. And of course there's a purchase tax on clothes too. My last winter coat cost twice as much as I'd have paid pre-war.
With only 24 coupons to spend every 6 months. That's one way of spending coupons. By patching and mending and making things over, women have managed to look neat and fresh on the outside, even if they sleep without nighties and cut down on lingerie. 2 pounds of sugar, half a pound each week for everyone. Tea, 2 ounces each. Butter, of lard, that is, 2 pounds of fats for the Green family. 3 ounces of cheese for each person. A box of dried eggs from the United States. Canned goods, what few there are, and spaghetti, breakfast food, and all that sort of thing, are rationed on the points system. Shredded wheat, for example, is 3 points. The jar of jam is on the basic ration, the meat ration. It works out at an average of £1 a week on each individual's plate. Back at the butcher's, Mrs. Green is lucky enough to get that roast she was hoping for as her family's meat ration for the week. Because he works on the railway, Bill gets an extra tea allowance, for tea is as precious to British workers as coffee is to Americans. Bill must get along on odds and ends of meat substitutes in his sandwiches. Helen Green, who was drafted to work in a tank factory, does a semi-skilled job of drilling for at least 48 hours a week. These canteens get extra allowances of food. Jimmy, the baby of the family, and his pal have had a good lunch at school, but Jimmy can never get enough candy. His ration, like everybody's, is only 3 ounces a week.
Tobacco, beer, and all the other things that I consider necessities, they class as luxuries and are taxed accordingly. Take this tobacco, for instance. Costs me more than twice the pre-war price, and most of the extra goes on tax. The same with beer. That's gone up double too. And the strength's only half what it was. We've got to get a permit to buy furniture. But wherever you go, in every shop, you've got to pay a purchase tax on luxuries. 60% on the original price, or 100%.
Household milks here again, and this is the tin. 1 for each ration book every 8 weeks.
There's jam in cans on the market now.
the sweet ration is 3/4 pound per 4 weeks, and coupon D worth 1 point instead of 2.
And this is how it all worked out. Total 66. Mere men had to do a bit of fiddling too. For the same number of coupons, this is what he'd get. Total clickety-click.
The Board of Trade has arranged with Harrods an exhibition showing the housewife how to turn old things into something quite different and good as new. How to get a cot for the little treasure. Well, if you can get hold of some old sacking, it's quite easy. Not perhaps the frilly vision you had in your mind's eye, but it doesn't cost any coupons. nor does the baby. Now, baby, good behavior, please. Well, when it comes to clothes, make-doing men needn't be at all unfashionable. Listen to what you can do.
Here is Mrs. Quilty on her way to the bathroom. She's wearing a patchwork dressing gown made of odd pieces of material. The lining was formerly a dust sheet. Her pajamas are made from pieces of material found in the attic, presumably great-grandmama's bed valance. Made her frock from a pair of her husband's old +4 trousers. School, she's wearing a frock made from odd pieces of material. Her coat was formerly her elder sister's, remodeled for Rita's use, and the hat made from pieces of material left over. Mr. Weston found his didn't fit him when he came home on leave, so Mrs. Weston made herself this costume. The long pockets were the chief difficulty. These she overcame by inserting a narrow belt.